Ladies and gentlemen, hey! Welcome. You have found Soarin and Scratchin. I'm the scratching part. I am Evil Chicken. My friend who likes to soar.
Howdy. I am the Eagle fan. I'm not soaring right now, though. I'm just sitting. I'm sorry. I will get back to my roof and try that again soon. Just kidding. Sorry, I just had a thing caught in my throat there for a moment. And I should have thrown it back over to here.
Ah!
So, and
No
so
worries.
yes, I'm the Eagle fan, and we
Yes.
are ready to view a top 10 list.
Oh, great. I love these things. These are a lot of fun. Who's putting this one together?
And I think this one is going to be near and dear to your heart.
Oh, I'm intrigued. I have many things near and dear to my heart.
I don't know. I don't remember
Butter,
what year this was from.
saturated fats.
It's been from within the last 3 years, so I don't know the extent of it,
Okay.
and I don't know how far back it goes.
Oh,
It is the top 10 Doctor Who episodes.
nice.
So
Dave, as you know, I'm a bit of a fan. I gotta ask, who's your favorite Doctor, or who's your Doctor? Which incarnation was around when you discovered the Doctor?
well, David Tennant was the first episode that I've seen,
Wow. Okay.
and that
I'm a
was
Tom Baker guy,
okay, and that was already reruns at that point. He was
and
no longer the Doctor.
what a great Doctor he was. He just amazing. He really was. For me, I go way back to the '70s with uh, Tom Baker. He was my doctor, my original doctor.
Hippie.
And excuse me,
Go back to the 70s, you hippie.
I'm a throwback. It's all true. And yeah, man, it was great because the budget was so damn low. Way back, I mean. And BBC, it's a sad thing, They took the tapes and they were like, "Well, these have already aired. Let's just tape over them." So there are entire runs of like William Hartnell. He was, I think, the first Doctor, and then gone. And the second Doctor's like he didn't exist because the BBC taped right the hell over. It was a shame.
Well,
Anyway,
they didn't
I
think they
digress.
had a lot back then.
And then,
I heard an interesting story about that,
yeah, what?
which is back when they were first doing the episodes, and the station wasn't really sold on it. Thought it was kind of a little niche thing. And one of the executives was like on a bus or something and started hearing these kids doing oh crap, what is the Dalek
Exterminate.
yeah, started hearing kids doing that, and then it would go from one to the next to the next, and they were like, holy crap.
We were horribly mistaken.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I didn't know
Very
what
cool.
to expect. I saw it on a work trip. It happened to be on in the morning.
Right.
The place that I was at had BBC, and as I was getting ready for work, I just put it on and I was watching it, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, is it serious? Is it a comedy?
Yes, to both of those.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of everything there, I noticed.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So
And
you
it's such
will
a
know these
brilliant
more
premise.
than I.
The great thing about the Doctor, I've heard it said before. I'm not exactly certain who it was, but so please forgive me because I'm going to quote you, and I don't know who you are. The idea they gave the Doctor two hearts, and instead of a laser gun or a lightsaber or a blaster or a phaser, they gave him a screwdriver, a sonic screwdriver. So this is a guy who travels the universe with more than one heart, which is something we can all hope for. Well, not physically, but you get the idea. And he carries tools to fix things as opposed to destroying them. What a hell of a great message that is.
And he creates armies that are ready to die for him.
Well, when a good man, when, you know, hey, but spoilers.
Sorry, just wanted to put that out there.
Spoilers.
Sorry. So, I think we will probably pause after each one and discuss. See, okay. I don't know how far back they go.
I got you.
We'll see how much I know about any of the episodes. If it's any of the old episodes, I am going to defer to you.
I haven't seen them all, but I've endeavored to try, so it should be interesting.
Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
I'm
May
ready.
the face of Rassilon smile upon this taping. Did I say taping? Well, you know who Rassilon is. I don't want to.
You guys ready? I think they are.
Cool.
Here we go.
Doctor Who is due back soon with what is by all accounts a brand new direction for the show, and now that the reign of a certain showrunner is over, I thought it was a good time to look back over the 10 plus years since the revival and look at the 10 best Doctor Who episodes. That's the revival, not the classic. I haven't seen enough of those. Number 1, Dalek. I make it no secret that my favourite season of Doctor Who ever is still Season 1 with Christopher Eccleston, and this is an episode which perfectly encapsulates why. Rose and the Doctor find a bizarre museum of alien artifacts where a Dalek is being kept. When Rose inadvertently releases it, the Doctor watches in horror as the Dalek massacres its way through the entire base. Let's face it, the Daleks are a bit silly. Big pepperpots with high-pitched voices yelling "exterminate", so it takes some skill to make them into a credible threat, and this episode makes them fucking terrifying. The tight direction, creative plotting, and Murray Gold's fantastic score transform the Dalek from a joke into a dangerous threat to force kids behind the sofa once again. Cap it off with some wonderfully nuanced writing and a great performance from Eccleston, and we have a brilliant reintroduction to the Doctor's arch nemesis.
Okay. Yes. Now for that one, I am not familiar. I've only seen it since the revival, really. And I never really saw much of that first season. For some
Eccleston
reason,
was great.
Even when BBC would BBC America here would replay Doctor Who, they would always start with like the second season. So like with him not there.
That's fascinating because he left under, he thought that he had said enough with the character. And I think it was Russell T. Davies who was the showrunner at the time. I could be wrong. Let me know down below, please. Yeah, for some reason, it just there was some sort of a creative difference to the point that when the 50th anniversary for Doctor Who came up, which was a great episode, and there would have been a great role for Christopher Eccleston in it. He would have been the War Doctor. But instead, he declined the role. And instead, you know, you had Matt Smith and, of course, David Tennant, along with John Hurt. And if you're going to make a doctor, you could do a lot worse than John friggin' Hurt. The guy was brilliant. He was just a brilliant actor. I'm sorry, I'm going to probably geek out a lot in this episode.
I'm seeing that.
But John Hurt's character should have been Christopher Eccleston. But that being said, the 50th anniversary episode, if you haven't seen it, track it down because it is awesome. Anyway,
so what do you think about this episode?
Oh, this he's right. The Daleks, there's a lot more to the Daleks than meets the eye. Because, you know, I mean, that squid thing you saw, that's really a Dalek. Everything else is like an armored tank. These are like little tanks that float around. And, oh, yeah, they can fly. They didn't used to in the 70s. In fact, Tom Baker, in one episode with the Daleks, he climbs up onto this ledge of a rock and he says, if you're the superior race, why can't you come up and get me? Well, they wrote that out. Now they can levitate and shoot like these laser cannons and everything. But, you know, it's a lot of fun. But this was an amazing episode. And Eccleston was such a good doctor. Oh, my God. I was like,
I have not seen enough of him to really know. Like, I
oh
think
my
I
God.
may have seen this episode. That little spot where she puts her hand on it, that looked
Right.
familiar to me.
Okay.
But I don't know if
Okay.
I've seen like full episode or just clips or anything.
Yeah, it's if you can track it down because oh man, Eccleston could have been the Doctor for several years, but he decided not to for whatever reason.
Okay,
Of
I
course, that
wasn't sure
ushered
what the
in
deal
David
was.
Tennant, and David Tennant, oh my God, he's just brilliant.
Yeah, I wasn't
Hello,
sure what the
Zay.
deal was with that last guy because of the fact that it was like one and done, and
Right.
like I said, because I could barely ever see any of those episodes, that I had no idea.
I'm
Like,
wondering if they were like, well, Eccleston, he's not the he's the past. He helped reintroduce things, um, but I don't know. I don't know because Matt Smith and David Tennant, they were brilliant. They were brilliant, and also I have not had a chance to see Jodie Whittaker. Actually, I've only seen like one or two of her episodes as the Doctor. Man, that threw a lot of people for a tizzy.
I,
Let me tell you.
I've seen
Yeah,
some of that first season. I saw
yeah.
the whole first season.
I did not.
I
have
didn't
not.
see any after that.
Okay.
The only issue I really
Right.
had really nothing to do with her.
Hmm.
It was more with the writing.
Oh my God! It's so funny you mention that because right now, the showrunner has stepped down and she's stepping out. They're waiting to announce who's the new Who, or also who's the new showrunner.
Okay.
That's what I understand. I understand that the writing. You see, the Doctor can be. He's from Gallifrey. He's a Time Lord over 1,000 years old. Does it really matter if he's male or female? Probably not. But what matters
Well, the
is the
master.
writing. Oh, Missy was so good. Oh my God.
So it's not like there hasn't been
Yeah,
a scenario like that already. So
that was that was
it,
such good writing and acting. I forget her name. Whoever plays Missy, sweet baby James, just amazing, amazing. But
yeah,
I
I
digress.
wish they had a little bit better writing during that season that I saw with
Gotcha.
the latest. I thought
That's
she did a good job. What I
yeah,
didn't like is it seemed, because if you watch the Doctor, at least in the past, it seemed like there
right,
was always some sort of connections to the past in a lot of the episodes.
right.
It seemed like the only episodes that had any connection were like the first one and the last one of the season, and they just had a connection to each other. There wasn't really a connection to anything past.
Okay, yeah.
So
Which
that
is a shame because we're talking about a rich history that you can pull from. Now, again, it's not fair for me to say I haven't seen it all, but I will. But uh,
it,
hey,
it was
what can
also
you say?
different with them having multiple companions.
That's interesting because in a way, in a sense, the companions. It's some people would say it's really the companions show. I mean, during Peter Capaldi's run after Matt Smith, he had Clara or Clara, and God forgive me. I mean, I liked Clara when she was introduced in Matt Smith, and she was initially a Dalek.
I was gonna say the Dalek or the nanny.
I preferred her as the Dalek, to be
Yeah, the
honest.
Dalek was a good one.
I mean, the Impossible Girl storyline kind of muddied the water. Now, maybe it's because she
Yeah.
followed up after the Pawns, and I love the Pawns. I'm just saying. I know this means absolutely nothing to you if you're not a Doctor Who fan. So maybe we should move on.
Amy was one of my favorite of the companions.
Wasn't she amazing? God, she's such a.
Okay,
She's
let's.
so good.
How about we get back
I
to the
love
second
her
one?
in the Marvel U as well. She's amazing as Gamora.
Who's that?
No, wait, she's not Gamora. She's oh my gosh, help me out down there in the comments. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm brain farting like this. Anyway,
What were you saying?
I was saying that Gillian, she is the lady who played Amy Pond.
Yeah.
She is in the Marvel Universe as Gamora's sister, adopted daughter of Thanos.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Didn't know that.
We
Now
are
that gives me
punching
a
the
reason
geek
to
card
watch Marvel.
tonight, baby.
She was also in a different Doctor Who episode too, but you don't really notice that it's her.
All right, that's cool.
with Donna.
Really?
The episode with, I forget what it was, whatever was on her back.
Yeah.
She was the soothsayer that started all of that. I had no idea that was her.
Really? Okay, that's awesome.
I saw like some other list thing of
Right.
like actors that had appearances that in shows prior to them actually being in the show that you didn't realize was them.
That's amazing. You see, I love that stuff. That's great. That's great. Well,
So
Dave,
let's
if
get
I'm
back.
not- Yes, because I think we're only on number
The first one.
Yes.
Back to number 2.
Number 2, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances.
Oh, God,
Hey look,
it's
Stephen
creepy.
Moffat's first episode. The Doctor and Rose travel back to World War II where a mysterious gas-masked child is roaming London, able to summon incredible powers and scare the shit out of the audience watching. Aside from some shaky VFX in some places, this episode is virtually flawless. The World War II setting is gorgeously recreated, the mystery surrounding the masked child is engrossing as all hell, and the story just exudes a creepy atmosphere which gets under your skin. But what makes the episode so brilliant is the brilliant character writing. The Doctor is given yet more amazing material for Eccleston to sink his teeth into, but the stories centered on the supporting cast build up to one of the most heartwarming, tear-jerking endings of any sci-fi show. Plus the addition of Captain Jack Awesome and just enough moments of levity to preserve the fun without compromising the drama. Number 3,
I like Captain Jack.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah. This is where he came. This is where he it originated. I shouldn't say that. So
I think I may have seen this episode once
it's a
or parts
great
of it, but I
episode.
don't remember other than the quote that you said there with the kid.
oh, you come May.
That's the only part that I remembered.
Creepy as shit. Ah. Great episode. Oh my
So I'm
God.
guessing it looks like he's going in order of the
Okay.
Okay,
well,
newest
that's fair.
doctors on, possibly.
That's fair.
I could be wrong.
You know, it's interesting. That of course this episode takes place in World War II, and it's always curious to watch what the Doctor is wearing. Eccleston, he's wearing the leather coat. It's actually a U-boat captain's coat. So so it would be interesting to hear the story behind how he found this particular wardrobe, because each regeneration, of course, has a different. A different kind of feel. Kind of thing. Yeah. Like, here we go. Not that I'm a geek. This is Sylvester McCoy, and he's the only one that had the umbrella, like a question mark. Like who? But anyway, I digress. So,
Third episode?
we should do this.
The Parting of Ways. I love the Ninth Doctor, and no, I won't shut up about it. The finale to Season 1 is utterly spectacular and heartbreaking in all the right ways. While the preceding episode is a nice setup with some hilarious satirization of reality TV, nothing can match the sheer epicness of the Parting of the Ways. The terror of the Dalek established in the aforementioned episode is back with a vengeance as a desperate battle for survival breaks out across Satellite 5. I find myself wishing Eccleston stuck around a bit longer, but honestly this episode so perfectly concludes his season-long arc, it feels right to see him depart the show at this point. The showdown against the Dalek Emperor and the acceptance of himself as a good man is as triumphant as it is tragic. The Ninth Doctor truly was fantastic, and so was this finale. Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, never saw
was-
that one.
Oh, dude, that's phenomenal. And he's like, as he's regenerating, he says, "And I was fantastic." And fantastic was his kind of catchphrase, kind of like Allons-y is David Tennant's, and Geronimo is Matt Smith's, but fantastic was Eccleston. And then he regenerates right there into David Tennant, who is like, "What?"
Oh, it actually happens in that episode, or
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's how that ends. That's how Christopher Eccleston's time there ends. He regenerates into. You get the briefest visions of our boy David and David Tennant, and who's a great friggin' actor, by the way. Let me just throw that out there. I don't know if you had the chance to see Good Omens. If you have not, take it. Take the chance and go see Good Omens. It's brilliant.
Haven't seen that.
Oh my God. He plays a demon whose best friend happens to be an angel, and it's the end times. And it's phenomenal, in my humble.
I love that other show he was in. Was it Broadchurch?
Yeah. I did not see all of it, but
I liked the first couple seasons more so than the third season.
Okay. From what I understand, it's really good. I think he was also in the American version. That always pisses me off. Why?
I didn't even know there was an American version.
Yeah, why do we need an American version? It's like they dumb it down for us.
That an American version lives up to its billing, other than The Office.
Holy shit! I think you're onto something there, brother. Yeah.
I think that's the only one that I can think of. Like, I remember they tried doing an American version of Coupling, and that was just
They tried to do an American version of. It's funny you mentioned Coupling, Dave. That's still in my queue. Very funny show, and thank you for introducing it to me.
Certainly.
But the IT Crowd, they tried to do an American version of that, and NBC pulled it before it even friggin' aired, which sucks because I adore the IT Crowd, and Richard Ayoade.
That was way too short of a show, though. Oh my God.
It was so brilliant. It really was.
And they pissed me off with their final season.
It was so rushed.
I'm sorry, final season.
I know.
I thought, there's one more season to go, and it's one
my
show.
My wife feels the exact same way. She really does. It's a shame because it felt rushed, and it shouldn't have. They still had stories to tell, in my opinion. Great television.
Well, as we get back, I will say, I'm disabled.
I don't know.
Anyway, here we go. You got to watch the show.
Oh my God. Just watch it. Just watch. Trust me. You're good. Trust us. You're going to love it.
Yeah. We'll have to find a list related to that show.
Oh my God. People.
Or The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. I love me some Lovecraftian horror. Rose and the Doctor find themselves on a planet which is somehow preventing itself from falling into a black hole. As the team on site dig deeper to uncover the secrets of the planet, they also awaken something ancient, eldritch, and evil. Doctor Who does horror pretty damn well, actually, and the rising dread of this thing at the center of the planet asserting more power over the slave-like Ood slowly pushes the audience to the edge of their seats, and then knocks them back for the tense chases and visual spectacle of Part 2. Although I've showered Eccleston with praise, David Tennant is also terrific in the role, and it's so refreshing in this episode when he confronts something totally unknown even to himself. The revival had a bad habit of making the Doctor an expert on bloody everything, so from the impossible to translate language to the idea of a life form existing before time, space, and everything, Tennant finds the perfect balance between being deeply unsettled and holding on to his dash heroics which defined his incarnation. A roller coaster of fear, thrills, imagination run wild. I wish writer Matt Jones contributed more script to the show because this is excellent work. Number 5, Doomsday. And now the finale that broke fangirls' hearts. Following the mysterious appearance of ghost-like entities in a bizarre ship surrounding the operations of the organization known as Torchwood, the Cybermen and Daleks have been unleashed, so it's up to the Doctor, Rose, and some dimension-hopping family members to save the day. For an episode which was conceived of as a fanboy's excuse to have the Daleks and the Cybermen fight each other, and let's be honest, it's pretty awesome, Doomsday still manages the high level of writing quality we had come to expect from the show at this point. The action is solid, the plotting is exciting, but a sincere core of character-centric drama prevents the finale from collapsing under the weight of its own ambition, which, honestly, Russell T Davies never quite managed to do after season 2. The conclusion to the epic story also manages to stick the landing in just the right way as to firmly pull at the heartstrings. While I personally wasn't a huge fan of Rose as the Doctor's companion, poor Martha, Billie Piper's performance was really terrific, and her chemistry with both Eccleston and Tennant was always worth watching. But if you're gonna go, there's no better way to do it. Number 6.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. I adored Rose. I loved Amy better. I love the Ponds more, but I adore Rose.
I like Amy and Martha better.
That's fair. That's fair. I never could get into Clara. It just hurt me. I don't know. I think they held on to her a little too long.
Couldn't get into that one. I had no idea what to think of Billy because they didn't really give her much time. Donna, I didn't like initially, but I got to appreciate.
Me too. I came to enjoy and love her. I don't know. It's such good writing.
So is Dr. Donna going to be on this?
Oh my!
Just saying. Anyway, those last two definitely. The first one is one of those ones that I saw during that first time where I said I was just kind of watching it before going over to go into work, and so I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And that last one, my daughter hated. She didn't hate it, but she hated the ending because she was a Rose fan.
I gotcha. I can dig it, but I think the guy's right. What a way to go at the height of everything. But she comes back every now and then as Bad Wolf, which is interesting. But I don't know.
Now, I heard a theory.
Oh, yeah?
That she needed to go. Because they were getting too close in their storyline. And the theory is that Doctor can't and shouldn't love a companion.
Well, my guess is that... Well, I don't know about that, only because, I mean, we're about to meet his wife. I'm certain that the next episode, I don't know, I'm not certain. I'm guessing now, within the next 2 is going to take place on a library planet. And we're going to meet River Song. And,
yes, but that wasn't a companion.
Well, I don't know. They were married. That's kind of a companion.
I mean, a companion...
you know what? You're right.
Like the normal show
I don't want to
companion.
spoil anything yet, but River's storyline is amazing, in my opinion. I adore it, and it involves
just don't
ponds.
Think about it too much.
It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Don't think about some of the contradictions that happen.
Well, I don't know. Again, it's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. We should probably move on.
Yes, we should.
6. Blink. Oh look, another Moffat episode.
Loved it.
Ordinary Earthling Sally Sparrow received a cryptic message from the Doctor about an insidious new enemy who are after the TARDIS, the Weeping Angels, aliens who remain completely still until you're not looking. As you may have guessed, I have some complex thoughts about Stephen Moffat and Doctor Who, but if anything else, episodes like these really showcase the fact that the guy is a really talented writer. The concept for the Weeping Angels is sublime in its creativity and shit your pants scary in its execution. But once again, it's the great character work which makes it more than a simple novelty. Sally Sparrow is a seriously engaging and likeable protagonist, and I'm sure many viewers wanted her to be a full-time companion in the future. But no, Kerry Mulligan had to go and be famous. Either way, it's an episode brimming with creative ideas, strong performances, nail-biting tension, and all-around exceptional Doctor Who. Number 7.
I
Brilliant.
definitely like that one.
Yeah,
I
in our
really
living room.
liked another episode with the Weeping Angels in it. It also had River and Amy. You know, you're just not understanding the gravity of the situation. Love that episode.
Brilliant stuff. Blink is where it started, and it's interesting because the way it's told, he's right. The way it's told, the writing is it's top notch, and good grief. I mean, as a Whovian from way back, I love it all, but the within the last 15 years with the new incarnation of the show, the production value went way up. It's you can't see the strings or the styrofoam balls anymore. You know, and the writing, oh my god, it's just unbelievable. Track down Blink, and he's right, it's one of those shit your pants episodes.
You'll never walk past a statue without keeping an eye on it the entire time.
Absolutely. If you ever do a cemetery safari, look out for the Weeping Angels.
7. Midnight. While Blink is the best showcase of Stephen Moffat's talents, I'd argue Midnight is the perfect showcase for the talents of Russell T Davies. While on holiday, the Doctor embarks on a trip across the hostile planet's surface when the passenger car is attacked and infiltrated by something. While a good Moffat episode can be stuffed full of great ideas, Davies often shines when the premise is simple. Take a group of diverse characters and make them confront the unknown. It reminds me of the classic Twilight Zone episode The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, as the group succumbs to paranoia, accusing and threatening one another, desperate to find their enemy and destroy them. Davies' writing can often make character drama a bit EastEnders-esque, but here it really works. In a very short space of time, we learn so much about these characters and then see these expectations subverted as the clashes between them escalate into mob justice and stone-cold murder. The threat itself is spine-chilling, once again in its simplicity. Just someone repeating what someone else says has never been so unsettling. An absolute masterclass in tension and a uniquely contained Doctor Who experience. Number 8.
Brilliant. Very interesting one there, because just as he said, the entire premise of the episode seemed so much different than most other episodes that you've seen. And man, if Donna got a full paycheck for that episode, more power to her.
Just so good. The allusion he makes towards Twilight Zone is absolutely correct. Oh my god, just another show with brilliant writing.
That shows what group paranoia can do to people.
Indeed it does. And man, it's a precautionary tale. Be warned.
Yes.
This is brilliant stuff, man. Stuff indeed.
Let's see what else we got.
Woo.
The 11th hour. So here we are at the Stephen Moffat era. If you want me to go into specifics, I'll make another Doctor Who retrospective about it, but for now I'll just say this. I think Stephen Moffat is a very talented writer, full of great ideas. However, I think he was ill-suited to the position of showrunner. Through convoluted plotting and quantity over quality, Moffat's era is largely a step down from Davies. But that's not to say there aren't gems. While Matt Smith is my least favourite of the modern Doctors, his introductory episode is an arresting display of his capabilities. No TARDIS, no sonic screwdriver, and only a matter of minutes to save the world. Beginning in a fairy tale, serial-like first act, then another segment of creepiness and creativity, and finally a return to the worldwide fun and thrills that we've come to expect. The 11th hour runs the gambit of what Doctor Who has done so well since the revival, held together by great performances from Matt Smith and Karen Gillan, whose bristling chemistry kept me watching even after David Tennant's absurdly popular era came to an end. Number 9. Heaven Sent. While I think he was often ill-served by mediocre writing, Capaldi was a fine choice for the Doctor, and one thing he does better than anyone else is monologue. After Clara is killed in the previous episode, the Doctor materialises in a strange shape-shifting castle, pursued by a creature from his nightmares, so it's up to the Doctor to solve the mystery of his captors and escape from the castle. What follows is a Capaldi one-man show with delightfully inventive timey-wimey plotting and bizarre imagery to create a surreal mystery anchored by Capaldi's wonderful way with words. I just wish Heaven Sent wasn't bookended by what I consider to be very meh episodes, because this could have been a truly special standalone adventure. But even as part of a disappointing season ending arc, this is still a great watch.
Okay. It's an amazing episode. But what the hell? We just ignored the rest of Matt Smith?
I'm actually surprised there was only one Matt Smith on there.
Well, maybe he'll go back, but I got to tell you, Matt
the way
Smith
it's going so far.
Matt Smith, yeah, right. Matt Smith was a great Doctor. There was some great stuff. I mean, the whole River Song story.
That whole thing happened in there. That was,
oh my God, yeah. I mean, it was great. You cannot ignore that. Go back and watch it for yourself. That's the best thing to do. Doctor Who's wonderful. Start with Eccleston. You know, and just keep going. You didn't see Eccleston.
What little bit of him I saw, I wasn't fond of.
give him a chance, and then of course Tennant, and then Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi, and then of course Jodie Whittaker. I need to finish out the series, quite frankly, because I'm looking forward to what happens next, and that's the beautiful thing about the Doctor. They've written in a failsafe. When an actor's time is done, it's time to regenerate. There we are. Same show.
There's been a lot of episodes on here that I think could have been on here.
Oh God, yeah.
A couple. Now the very first Matt Smith episode I thought was great.
I did too. It was fun.
That episode instantly turned me into a fan of Amy. Not sure why. We'll just leave it at that.
It's the funny thing, you know, whenever there's a new Doctor, it's like, oh, I don't like this guy. Who is this person? Who? That's not Doctor Who. And then you watch the next episode and you're like, hey. And then your third episode, you're like, the Doctor. You know, it just is what it is.
It had to be hard for Matt Smith because you know David Tennant was very popular.
Oh yeah. I adored, as I've said before, the 50th anniversary episode. To see Matt Smith and David Tennant together as the Doctor.
What I liked about Matt Smith is he seemed like a giant child.
Yes. Yeah, I like the slow burn about what happened to Gallifrey. And because Eccleston's Doctor thinks, I don't want to spoil anything, but he thinks he's destroyed it all. And he has reason to believe that. And that's carried on, but the next two regenerations are lighter than Eccleston. And then it comes to the 50th anniversary episode, which people go see. You got to see it. It's if you're a Whovian, you probably already have. If not, you should see it because it's a great place to jump in, believe it or not.
I'm surprised. Well, let's see what this last one is here, and then I'll say whether or not I'm surprised. So here we go.
Okay.
Number 10, World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls. The Doctor, Nardole, Missy and Bill board a massive colony ship which is parked right in front of a black hole. When Bill is critically injured, she is sent to the back of the ship, which means she has to wait years for the Doctor to reach her as a result of time dilation. Once again, Moffat's talent for outlandish sci-fi ideas pays off in droves here. The audience feels the frustration that Bill feels as the Doctor progresses inches at a time, while she is forced to confront some blood-curdling realities of the place she's found herself in. The return of classic Cybermen and John Sims the Master were also cool twists, which were spoiled in the marketing, but that's not a mark against the episodes themselves. This time with the added bonus of Missy and the Master's joyously entertaining dynamic and Bill's nightmarish predicament. But of course the element which has always and forever will be awesome is Peter Capaldi's performance. He is so good he can drag even the worst episode kicking and screaming into watchable, and this epic final stand against the Cybermen really should have been his last outing rather than the frankly rubbish Twice Upon a Time. But all that being said, despite the failures and successes of both showrunners' eras, Doctor Who still stands as something special, and I'll be keeping an eye on what Jodie and the Chib bring to the series. And there we have it. What are your favourite Doctor Who episodes? If I didn't mention them, do so in the comments below. If you like these...
Okay, I've got to say,
Yes.
I don't know if I would have included any of Capaldi's episodes.
Really? Oh, wow.
I thought they were okay. Sorry, I dropped my light here.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I think there were so
moments.
many better episodes because, as he even said in there, the writing was not that great in most of his episodes.
You know what? I did also like what he said about, Capaldi being able to pull it off. When it's firing on all cylinders, his Doctor is pretty interesting.
Well, I will say that I didn't mind his Doctor. I was not a huge fan of Clara. I didn't like the direction they went with his seasons. And
I can dig it, yeah.
There weren't really any episodes that I saw that I was like, yeah, that's better than... I could think of many episodes in the other seasons that I would put over those two episodes.
I can dig it. Those two episodes, though, especially the first one, jeez, I forget, but the one where he's in the castle, that's a damn good episode. Capaldi, when he was firing on all cylinders, with a good story behind it, with a good writing and a script, just fun. I thought he was. I came to like him a lot, but again, when he first started, I was like, "Who is this?" And I think Matt Smith's last year as a Doctor, I was like, it was kind of a little tenuous. I think he could have probably bowed out a little sooner. And I loved Matt Smith, but I think it was brought down by Clara. I just didn't like her. I'm sorry.
I don't think it was
She's
just
a fine
her.
actress, I'm sure,
I think it was the writing is what did a lot of it in.
Because coming off the ponds, which I'm shocked that this guy didn't go into, because I just assumed that they'd have the library episode where River Song, who becomes an amazingly important character in the Doctor Who universe, dies. Spoilers. And that's where she's introduced, and she claims in there, she's talking to David Tennant, she's like, you and I have such a history, and he doesn't even know her yet because he hasn't met her yet. He doesn't know that he's talking to his wife. Oh my god.
That was a good episode. I liked the episode with the baby River Song. I forget what the episode was called. Because it also had an all-star cast of other characters from the show's recent past, all within there, or recent future, all within that as well. That was when she was telling him basically, look at the name.
Oh my god, yeah! Now I'm with you. Yeah.
How did that episode not make it in there?
Thank you. all I can, if all this is foreign to you, that's fair. I kind of envy you because you have the chance to discover it now. And I highly recommend doing that. In the last 15 years, there's been 5 doctors. Go
start with Tennant.
No, start with Christopher Eccleston, and then just keep going. And then, because there's time, I don't know when the next Doctor's going to happen, but he or she is happening, and I can't wait. I just hope it's a good showrunner, because writing is important, because that gives the Doctor heart, and he has 2 of those, yeah. And he has a screwdriver to fix things, and I think we need more heroes like that.
Yeah, there's been. I actually even like the episode, the first Martha episode.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
The one where he shows up and
David Tennant
takes off his tie.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Oh, the episode, come on, the Master episodes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
How did they not make it on this list?
I don't know. How did Missy only get a passing? Missy is like my favorite Master, I got to be honest. Although I did like, what's his name, John, with the because Rassilon comes back, and oh my God, it's Timothy Dalton. James Bond is Rassilon? What? May the face of Rassilon smile upon you.
There's a few people out there that are following us now, but
yeah.
With that said,
this is a little geeky.
If you're a fan of Doctor Who, let us know down below which episodes you think are some of the 10 best.
Definitely. There were some, I mean, top 10, it's hard to pin down 10. For the most part, they were very good, but there's so much stuff that was missed.
And who is your least favorite Doctor, and why was it Eccleston?
Hey! Eccleston. He was a great Doctor. Thank you very much.
And who was your favorite companion, and why did you like Amy Pond?
That's awesome. Oh my God.
Who has... I didn't realize she went on to do as much as she has now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Karen Gillian, rather. Yeah. Well, what's her name? I can't believe I'm brain farting like this. Not Aurora. You've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Dave?
No. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
I've committed a mortal sin, apparently.
You've seen Infinity War?
No. I haven't really watched any of the Marvel stuff.
What? No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. Wow.
Okay, this might be our last Soarin Scratchin episode.
It's sorry. Been fun, everyone. We're done. It's done. It's over.
But anyway, we should probably wrap this one up.
Yes. How long is this one going? Sorry.
Just a couple minutes.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you guys for joining us and making it this far.
God bless you.
And if you feel so inclined and you want to see more of this craziness, a like, comment, subscribe, and click on that little bell over there. Then you'll know when we have new videos out just like this. Or different.
But it could happen.
It could be either.
Either or. Maybe both.
But one thing that won't be different is be good to each other.
Please.
Because that will make it a better world.
We need a better world. Yes. Also, you should probably stay healthy in the process. Keep up the good work, whatever it is you're doing. Getting the shots in the arms, wearing your mask, not being a selfish prick.
We want to see you at concerts.
Yeah.
And if you're going to see Avatar soon,
I'll be the one in the mask.
We will be there.
Yes, indeed. Oh my, that's going to be great. I hope everything works out. And I don't know, Dave. Do we need to show COVID proof that we've?
I have no idea. I will look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand completely. Believe me.
I know
I'd
there's
feel a
some
little bit
places
better
that you
if that
have
was the
to.
case.
So
Yeah, I'd probably feel a little bit better if that was the case. Quite frankly, I've been a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Dave. You know, I love Avatar, but I've been like, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, Jesus, because I mean, it's going to be crowded, and
don't
not that I
listen to the
mind,
back of your head.
but I also trust the science, and I think that that's important for all of us to do. Um, you know, I'll just leave it at that. Trust the science, and there we are.
And
So
enjoy the freak show.
I tell you, it's hot in here. I smell like a freak show right now.
There you go.
Just saying.
So with that said, also keep your eyes to the sky, because you never know what you might see.
Indeed. Keep your ear to the ground, because it's important to listen so that you can maybe contribute and further the conversation. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
May the face of Rassilon smile upon you.